What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. How you doing, guys? I am freaking fucking pumped, whatever you want to call it tonight. Cannot wait to get into these rye whiskeys to crown my top rye for 2020. There was a lot of unique ryes this year I got to try. Unfortunately, there were some that I heard were really good that I didn't get to try, but we're still gonna, get into what I got to try this year, ones that really stood out, ones that were different, ones that were super flavorful, some that were even lower proof, which we'll get into, that still impressed me a little bit. But we have 8 different ryes tonight we're going to be tasting through to see what my favorite is of 2020. So want to welcome in everybody in the chat tonight. So let's see here. Want to say hi to Barry Hawk, Ryan Tarpey, Tim Gorgeous. What's up, Tim Gorgeous? Robert Licorice from Iron Root was in the house nice and early. How you doing, Robert? Thanks for coming in. Christopher David, of course. Achich Ardolino. How you doing, buddy? Beth Higgins, Scotty from my bourbon journey. Congrats on your win last night, buddy, against Primetime. We'll give it to you. Anthony Gargs is in the house. What's up? Mike Franklin's here. How you doing? Donnie, of course, the Linux Cat is here. Mike Cullerton, Kelsey Dime, Scott Moody. Bunch of people jumping in the chat here. Donald Rance, what is up? My Irish Whiskey Yoda. John Floof is here. John Plouffe. First time he's been in the chat. Watching live. Welcome in, John. Thanks for coming in. Matt Wittig is in the house. He's the former master blender over at Joseph Magnus. He is now the master blender over at Rye 3, who is one of our ryes that is in the running tonight. So I'm sure he's watching with a keen eye. Young Pei Chang is in the house. What's up, man? James SoCal's here. Richie Z, of course. Kevin Campbell, Wheels, Dennis Weedman. Just a bunch of you guys jumping in here. I want to welcome everybody that's coming over from the Hot Buttery Rolls live stream with the Ranch, Trev Wilson. Congrats to my buddy Chris, Hot Buttery Rolls, for hitting 1,000 subscribers. Well-deserved. Big things to come for you. And I think I'm going to be going on his stream right after we're done here just to say a quick cheers and just talk some whiskey. Probably would be feeling pretty good by then, so should be good. Dan R, JJ's in the house. Edward Villasenor's here. What's up, Enwin? Let's see. E.T. Phone Home is here. Hope you made it. The Roop, David Hatton's here. Joe Pastrana. Wendy Miller. Alex McLaren. Bunch of people coming in. So tonight, Sugar Kitty, of course. How you doing, Sugar Kitty? Zachary Jonas is here. Wise Guy Whiskey Guy's in the house. Rye of the Year for Jason is the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye. Oh, he's calling it already. We'll see if he's right. Let's see here. Who else? Who else we got here? JG. Julie Like is here. Hello, Julie. Nice to see you as always. Whiskey Fancies is here. Steve A, of course. What's up, Steve A? Adio Samuels. What's up, good buddy? Cole George, Josh Britton. Bunch of people coming in. So I want to say welcome in, everybody. So I had a little 80s music pumping in the beginning. I've been feeling some 80s music lately. I've been playing 80s on the drums, been listening to 80s. I am so ready for the new year. This is New Year's Eve. So we're going to start drinking early a little bit. So I wanted to call out real quick. Tomorrow, I'm going to be releasing my review for this bottle right here, the Woodford Reserve. This is the Woodford Reserve Very Fine Rare Bourbon. I'm not going to try it tonight because I do have the review posting tomorrow, which obviously I want you guys to watch. But I will say this bottle is not what I expected. So you can take with that what you will and get a good watch tomorrow. Got some really cool B-roll shots of this bottle as well to go along with the tasting. But yeah, looking forward to that one. Let's see. Trev Wilson and Hot Buttery Rolls sent me, says Mark Bond. Stanley, hey, what's up? Wags is here. Stanley Wagner Jr. I was sent by Hot Buttery Wrench. Oh, they're a duo now. They're connected. I see. Andy Stafford, how much does it cost? This is $130 retail. I will say, and I mentioned this on the live stream. I'm sorry, on the review. There's a big old 16 on the front of this. I don't know if you could see it. There it is, right on the neck tag there. You guys see the 16? So a lot of people have been asking me, hey, there's 16-year-old whiskey in it. It's actually 17-year-old whiskey. The 16 is actually just the number, the release of this. This is the Masters Collection release number 16. So, but there's actually 17-year-old bourbon in here. But remember, this is a blend. So you're going to have, we don't know how much 17-year-old whiskey is in here. It's blended with some younger stuff to balance out the age and, the youth. Again, usually when when you're talking older bourbons, blends, think of it like Booker's 30th or or one, even the Little Book, where they're blending some high age stuff, mixing it with some younger stuff to, the old stuff kind of smooths out the rough edges of the younger stuff, and the younger stuff still adds some bite and gives some nice, some youthful notes and some bright fruity notes to the older whiskey as well. So that's all I'm going to say about this. But that's coming tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, guys. Let's see. In honor of the theme tonight, I'm going to pour a Mayor Pingree Orange Label Rye. Hell yeah, Jerry Black. I like the bottling and the color. Yeah, this is actually the new. This is the new bottle design. So when you look at the bottle, like up front, it looks small, but then you turn it, and it's actually pretty wide. That's actually a pretty wide bottle. Like if you kind of cut it off here, reminded me a little bit of the Elmer T. Lee shape. A little bit, but yeah, it's a good design. I like it. They decided to go away from the pot still shaped bottle from the original Masters Collection and go with the old school flask type design, which was what the older bottles of Woodford Reserve looked like. So, hey, Prescription Bourbon's in the house says, what is it? Very fine and rare. Yes, it's very fine, rare bourbon, it's called. And that's what it is. Also, shout out to Elizabeth McCall, who is the assistant master distiller of that bottle. This is the first time that her name appeared on the neck tag for a Masters Collection bottle. So Chris Morris's name is always on that, and it's nice to see Elizabeth's name on there as well. Another woman doing really amazing things in the world of whiskey. So cheers to her. Edward Fulmer, I might crack my first ever E.H. Taylor Rye this evening. E.H. Taylor Rye is in the running tonight, so definitely for sure. I drink too much ECBP. I fall on my flask. Yes, Sugar Kitty. I have a lot of rye whiskey tonight, so we have to watch the area here, make sure I don't fall on my ass. Let's see. All right, that's cool for her, leading the way. Yeah, absolutely. She's very talented as far as getting some flavor profiles and stuff. So I'm glad to see her moving on. There's some more information that I give about that partnership with Chris and Elizabeth and what they're doing at Woodford in the review tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Also, I want to mention real quick a couple of plugs before we get into the tasting, because we're going to dive right in. I have 8 rye whiskeys I got to get through. So real quick, if you guys haven't heard yet, I did mention this last week, which is this is happening. Mash and Minnick. So myself and Fred Minnick are going to be collaborating for back-to-back nights on our live streams, January 5th and January 6th. We're kicking off the new year right. We just started talking this morning about what we're going to be doing and collaborating and how it's all going to work. So I am super excited to not only talk bourbon with him and go through some history, and it's going to be a nerdy, wonderful, damn good bourbon, 2 nights in a row. So hope you guys tune in for that. It's going to be awesome. And let's see here. And then also, before I forget, so 2 new channels that you guys might have heard of already. One is the Whiskey Tornado and one is Shelf Turds. So those 2 channels will be live here on the Mash and Drum on February 10th, Wednesday night, February 10th. We talked about it last night, so we're going to be doing a blind tasting. That should be a fun night. Shelf Turds. If you guys haven't checked them out, please do. They are absolutely hilarious. Great husband-wife tag team there. They're amazing. So I'm sure some really fun shenanigans will ensue that night. And also Lance from Whiskey Tornado will also be doing some, who's got a great palate and, pretty new channel as well. So they're going to come on here. We'll talk their channels. We'll do some blind tastings. I think it's going to be set up by someone else. It's going to be just, awesome. So cannot wait. There's Whiskey Tornadoes in the house right there. Whiskey blender. Nancy Fraley's in the house. How you doing, Nancy? Nancy, you got to let me know when you're coming on. I got to have you on, Nancy. Come on. I'm all ready for you. Yes, Matt Witzig is here. I was talking to Matt Witzig. Emily Chambers, the Master Drum. Can you shout out Ed Rockout last video? Really important points on community. Oh, yes. Good point, Emily. So if you guys haven't seen Ed at Rockout Review, he did an amazing video talking about, not only women in whiskey, but also talking about, what's his name? Jim Murray, who got a little trouble this past year for his, let's just say, insensitive comments towards women when it came to comparing them to whiskey, and kind of, I guess, in my opinion, and to what, to Ed's point, kind of demeaning them a little bit and kind of, bringing them down, comparing to whiskey and sex. And it was just very uncomfortable, from what Jim Murray had said. Ed kind of shined a light on it and really brought it to light. And, people like Elizabeth McCall, who I just mentioned, Nancy Fraley, and all these amazing women in whiskey that are making such, industry-changing contributions, should be looked at, right up here. Get rid of the whole, it's not a boys club anymore. It's not a men's club. It's everyone. So, what can I say? I think it's a really important video for everyone to go watch. So if no one's seen that last video from Ed at Rockout Review, please take a watch. It's really great commentary from him. Let's see here. Just catching up in the chat. Hey, Joseph Brazzers is here. More like totally inappropriate instead of just insensitive. Yeah, totally, Sugar Kitty. I mean, the stuff that he said was disgusting. Let's be honest. Jim Murray is, I'm not sure if, not that I took a lot of stock in his choices to begin with, but, this is just, if this doesn't, I don't know, if this doesn't kind of shut him down or make him completely irrelevant, I don't know what will. Let's see here. Picked up the high double rye. Hey, La Formula Bourbon's in the house. What it do, he says. Michter should silence any doubters about women's contributions to incredible whiskey. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, for sure. Nancy does a great job. Love the Magnus. Yeah, there's so many names in whiskey. Women names that have made amazing contributions. So before we get into the rye, I wanted to give a shout out to my buddy Scott on my bourbon journey, who made me buy a bottle of this. Yes, he made me. He twisted my arm to get a bottle of this bourbon right here. This is the Red Empire 12-year Haystack Needle. So this is basically a 12-year MGP 21% rye bourbon that's finished in port casks for a this undisclosed amount of time. But I gotta say, it's delicious. Something about MGP with a finish on it just rocks my world. I don't know what it is. We've got our first super chat of the night. Tony Burgess says, Jack Daniel's 2020 rye is my favorite rye of the year. Can't wait to see how you stack them. I'm very curious to see how that comes in too, because that was kind of my last entry. That was kind of the last big rye that I tried. So I'm curious to see how that, shows through. Let's see. Jason, thank you for your help tonight. Hot buttery rolls. Absolutely, man. You deserve it. Let's see. Jason, have you reviewed Jack Daniel's Limited Rye? Yeah. That was the last, I think, rye that I reviewed. So yeah, I have a video on it. Taste and Sensibility says, I love rye. Bring it on. Absolutely. So let's everybody raise your. Oh wait, Steve A. I can't even try to track all the amazing contributions that women are making to whiskey. Absolutely, Steve A. You absolutely can't. Cameron Lochner says, Redwood says 2 months only. All right, so 2 months. And that's amazing. Well, it actually doesn't surprise me. Port takes on a finish very fast. And Nancy Fraley, if you're still in the chat, is that a myth? Is that an actual thing? Does port wine take faster than most other finishes? Do other finishes take faster than others? Like rum? You've done stuff in cognac, Armagnac. Do they all have a Is there a time frame in your head when you think, you know, it's going to get to be too much, or do some take faster than others? Educate us, Nancy. I'm curious. There he is. Speak of the devil. Rock Up Review is in the house. Hey there, buddy. Thanks for coming in. So this was a pick that Scott got. I'm getting 75% corn, 21% malted barley. I'm sorry, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley for a really cool. You know, again, that MGP with the finish. I love it. Got some super chats coming in. Want to say thank you to Whiskey Tornado. Just want to say cheers to this entire community. Not only great people, but so generous and charitable. Cheers, my friend. Yes, Whiskey Tornado, which brings me to last week when we had our charity. We were giving away some bottles for charity. I think the final total, and you can correct me in the chat, Trev, I think we raised over $7,000 for St. Jude and for Wounded Warrior Project. I mean, just fucking amazing, guys. We raised so much money. Your generosity, I mean, right before Christmas too, with this crazy year was, I could go on and on. I mean, it was unbelievable. Thank you so much. Cletus, when is your Barrel Book of Rye 3 coming out? That will be early next year. Early next year. Let's see. So this is going to be my first dram of the night real quick. I want to raise my glass to you guys out there. Say thank you for everything throughout this year. We're about to get into 2021. Everybody raise your glass. It's going to be, it's Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve. It's going to be a great night tonight. So cheers. Thank you for everything. Let's fucking get rid of this 2020 shit. Let's get into 2021. Cheers, guys. Let's give this a try here. Woo. Wow. That's like drinking. It's literally like drinking grape soda. It's like grape soda with pepper in it. It is so grapey to me. Holy crap. Here we go. Fortified wines tend to take on notes faster than spirits such as cognac, rum, Armagnac, Calvados, etc. But part of that will depend on how fresh the casks are, etc. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, so fortified wines tend to take on notes faster. Thanks for the education. Absolutely. Clearly Caribbean Rev says, go Bucks, go Bucks. Will Henderson says, I'm sending you the samples for your three-way blind. You like pinhook? Right? No, Will Henderson. I don't want any pinhook in the blind tasting. So Will Henderson is going to be sending the blind for the live stream we're going to be doing with Shelf Turds and with and Whiskey Tornado. So I'll be looking forward to that. OHIO. See some Ohio State fans in the house here in Columbus. We love your channel, Jason. Humble, honest, straightforward with no snobbery. Happy year to all. Chris George. Appreciate that, Chris. I try. Robotic says, I want that purple stuff. Seriously, I mean, I'm just putting my nose to the glass here as I sip it. Man, it is so grapey. Grape, a little bit of cherry maybe too. But it still keeps that MGP spice, the viscosity of it. A little bit of orange rind right on the very, very back end. But really the port kind of takes over. You get the grape, maybe a little hint of like black raspberry here too. It's so rich. This comes in at, this is 110 proof. So it's a nice proof point, not watered down too much. But yeah, it's a flavor bomb. If I had gotten to maybe try this earlier, that, you know, this might have made a run for one of my top bourbons, but it's definitely, I think it'll make like an honorable mention. This is really good. I mean, I know it's sourced, you know, from MGP, and I know it's, you know, it's got a finish on it, but, you know, who's not finishing whiskey these days? Hilliard says, I played guitar 25 years and live in Hilliard. Let's jam and drink. I like that idea, man. Found a full shelf of ECBP C920 today. Hell yeah. We've got some more knowledge from Nancy Fraley. Also depends upon the age of the barrels, the species. Quercus robur, Quercus alba, Quercus sessiliflora, as well as grain tightness. Damn. And this is the shit I want to talk to you about, Nancy. So can't wait for you to come on the channel. My name is Jason too. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, shoot me a message. Redwood. Redwood does a haystack in Cabernet too. Just bought the JDBP rye. Can't wait to try it. Okay, so speaking of that, let me show you guys the contenders for tonight. So what I selected for my top ryes. Now, I got samples of some really good ryes this year. So from Old Carter, let's see, who else? I didn't get a chance to try the Rabbit Hole Boxer Grail, which I heard really good things about that one. Didn't get a chance to try that, unfortunately. That was pretty limited. And if Ohio's going to get some, I never saw it, or I don't think it's gotten here yet, if ever. So I was not able to get this, to get that one. Hey, Joseph Brazzers. Let's see. Hot Buttery Rolls is there. Redwood Empire. Oh, Jeff Huck says Redwood does a Zin finish in store picks too. Had a 14-year Redwood. Oh, wow. Hey, Jason, have him pouring a dad's hat right now. All right, everyone's pouring. Are you guys drinking some rye with me tonight? So, all right. So this is what's in the running tonight. So we have, first up, this one might surprise you folks, but I actually found this to be pretty impressive for what it was. The Crown Royal 16-year-old rye. So this one's in the running tonight. Now, it's only a 90 proofer, and I get that this might not stand up to some of the higher proof rye whiskeys that are in line tonight. But for a $60 16-year-old rye, a Canadian rye, I actually really like the flavor of this. I thought it was pretty layered, had some good depth to it, good spice. So I added it to the mix because I was pretty impressed for a 90 proofer. Let's see here. So also I'm adding the Michter's Toasted Rye to the mix. So the 2020 Michter's Toasted Rye, I really love this year. I drank this already pretty fast. This is another bottle that I got. I went through one bottle really quickly. This is the second bottle already. I really like this stuff. So this was one of my faves this year. And Michter's, I love the Michter's ryes. I didn't get a chance to get a barrel proof rye for 2020, which is probably my favorite just go-to rye all the time. What Canadian paid Jason to get Crown on the table? Yeah, no Crown Royal Peach made it. Thank God. Also, this year I got to try Colonel Taylor rye for the first time. Colonel Taylor does make a rye. It's the only other mash bill. It's a different rye mash bill than for Buffalo Trace that they make. I forgot what the mash bill is off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, this was a very surprising rye whiskey to me. 100 proof, bottled and bond. It had some fruit notes that I was not expecting in a rye whiskey. So I definitely wanted to throw that in. Also, I already mentioned this one tonight, the Rye 3 whiskey that was crafted by Matt Witzig, who's in the chat. You know, again, I mentioned his name. He used to be over with Nancy Fraley over at Joseph Magnus. So this is a 3 rye whiskey blend. We have some Canadian in here. We have some light whiskey in here. And we have some MGP in here. And it's finished in a rum cask, which made for a really, really unique rye blend. How much is that E.H. Taylor rye? If you get the E.H. Taylor rye, if you find it for retail, it should be about $60 to $70 ish. Let's see here. Some Thunderbird is good also. Nice. Let's say, Jason, grab a bottle of Cat's Eye Polish rye whiskey. If given the chance, terrific. I have to do that. Of course, in the mix, we have Rare Breed Rye, 112.2 Juggernaut. That is Rare Breed Rye, non-chill filtered, brand new release from Wild Turkey this year. Let's see, that Michter's Toasted Rye is definitely one of our favorites this year. I think, oh, Dan likes in the house. I think Julie and I are on the 4th bottle. Yeah, I mean, Dan, I agree with you. You go through these fast. I mean, they're so sweet, so easy to drink, so delicious. I could see why you'd be going going through those so fast. No love for that Fry Ranch hitter. I never got a chance to try that rye, the Fry Ranch rye. I heard it was great, but never got a chance to try it, unfortunately. What's next here? Speaking of Gin Murray, the Alberta Premium cask rye whiskey, cask strength rye, which has a screw top, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. So I actually took a sip of this, and I was pretty impressed with it. This just hit Ohio not that long ago, so I picked one up just to see the best whiskey of the year, the best whiskey in the world. Hell no. I totally disagree with that assessment. But I do think it's a pretty solid rye whiskey. It's, not a home run hitter, but I feel like I would just add it to the mix just to see how it would do, even though I haven't gotten a chance to try too much of it. Let's see here. Of course, Jack Daniel's single barrel special release cask strength rye whiskey. Holy shit. I love this stuff. I cannot wait to see how it does in this blind tasting. And then last but not least is Foregate. So if you guys know Foregate Whiskey Company released a batch 7 straight rye whiskey that was 113.2 proof. I believe it was sourced from NGP, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So I have a little bit of a sample left, so I added that to the mix. Let's find out who wins tonight, guys. Now, again, I didn't get to try Thomas H. Haney this year, which I heard was really good. Again, the Boxer Grail, some of the old Carters I got to try, but I couldn't score bottles of those this year, unfortunately. So I have to go with what I tried this year that was impressive, to me, that, stood out flavor-wise. So that is the lineup tonight. Let's dive in. Well, yeah, Pikesville has been my favorite for a long time. A lot of people ask me, why not Pikesville in the mix? Because Pikesville, to me, that's not a new release. I'm just trying to pick out ones that I just drank for the first time in 2020. If anybody has watched my channel over the years, you know that Pikesville is one of my favorite rye whiskeys of all time. So I'm sure if Pikesville was in this mix that it would do well. It's just that I've known Pikesville for a long time, and I always think it's, delicious. So that's why Pikesville's not in the mix tonight, if you guys are wondering. Let me catch up on some super chats with you guys. Thank you so much. I got to get the rare breed right. Hey, Shelf Turds is in the house. What's up, Shelf Turds? Thanks for coming in. Joseph Brazzers. Yeah, that's why I didn't include the Pikesville, because I've had it for so many years now. I just wanted to include stuff that I tried for the first time this year. Sipping Woodinville Rye tonight. Very nice. Let's see. Donald Rance with a Canadian. Greasing the palms on behalf of Canada. The Alberta Premium Cask Strength will win, right? As I sip my 2019 edition. We'll see. We'll see how it does. Solid lineup. Matt Witzig, Jason Frawley. We're working on it. When is that KD single barrel dropping this year? Rye 3. Let's see. Tony Burgess says, thank you for all the videos this year. You made 2020 suck a little less. Can't wait to see what you do in 2021. That's a big compliment, man. I have some big plans for 2021. Hopefully everything will calm down and it'll work out. So we'll see how it goes. Of course, Stanley Wags comes in with a file super chat. If you grape 3 times, the Destination Bourbon shows up and talks shit. Is he here? I didn't even see him come in. Rye Guy. Sagamore Double Oak is also toasted barrel 59. Yeah, actually, yeah, Rye Guy. I would agree. I tried that last year, the Sagamore Double, and that's a really good rye. Very solid. Pikesville's is a Shelf Turds fave too. Yep. Thoughts on High West Rendezvous Rye, the Mash and Drum. Love it. I think it's a solid rye. I actually tend to drink the double rye, though, more than the Rendezvous. And I don't know if it's just because I have the double rye usually on hand more because it's a little cheaper. But I do. But it's good. Curiosity. Public in the house. What's up, guys? So Curiosity Public is back, guys. Go check out their channel. That is the old Bourbon Guild. I was watching Bourbon Guild before I started my channel, and now Curiosity's Public is back with a new channel. They're growing really fast already, having amazing reviews. Their Barton showdown was really interesting that they just did. So welcome in, guys. Thanks for coming in. In agreement with you, Alberta Rye, cannot find the JD anywhere. Let's see. In agreement. Let's see. All right. Matt Witzig is in the chat talking to people. Richie Z with a 4.9 super chat. Can't wait for what you got in store for 2021, Jason. Me too, man. We'll see how it goes. Just checking here. Derek is Albertan here. He says, I can't understand why people like our whiskey. Bourbon is way better than anything we make up here. We have a Canadian saying that, why doesn't anyone drink? Hey, there's, Canadian whiskey has its place sometimes. I've had some good Canadian whiskey. I've mostly had some not so great Canadian whiskey, but every now and then there's a gem. So, all right, so I'm going to line these up here randomly. Now, again, we have eight rye whiskeys we're going to be tasting tonight, all mixed in here. Let me grab my notes. This is my New York yellow taxi cab mug that's full of water. Everybody drink. Let's get this down. So I'm gonna, try to concentrate on this blind, pretty heavily, because this will be my crowning 2020 champion here. So we'll see how it goes. I'll try to pay attention in the chat as much as I can. Yeah, Lot 40 is amazing Canadian whiskey, especially that year, the 12-year. The 11-year was pretty good, but that 12-year was a hitter. I mean, that shit was unbelievable. It was so good. I think I still have a wee bit of the Canadian, the Lot 40 12-year left. It's going to be sad when that's gone. Is Old Elk weeded bourbon worth $65? Thinking of buying. If you like Fruity Pebbles, I think that shit tastes like straight up Fruity Pebbles. I'm just saying, Fruity Pebbles all day long. It's definitely has a youthful note to it, but it is very fruity for weeded bourbon, which is kind of a nice thing. But you do taste the youth in it a little bit. But if you like Fruity Pebbles cereal, go for it. And now if he buys it, that's all he's going to think when he tastes it is Fruity Pebbles. Let's see here. Donald Rance. I was very sad when my Lot 12-year was gone. Yeah, I agree, man. I was very sad about that too. Well, sad for you. I still have some of mine. All right. You can only say wee bit if you're talking about Irish whiskey. Hey, Bourbon Lens is in the house. What's up, guys? Bourbon Lens is a great podcast. Go check them out. Give them a listen. Yeah, Tim C., I would agree. Old Elk store pick. It's very young, but tons of flavor. If actually you want to see my quick take on it, go to my last blind tasting review I did. It's the epic blind tasting from that Howdy Whiskey sent me out of Chicago, and one of the drams in there was a Old Elk store pick weeded bourbon. You could get my exact notes and see what I think of it, and that was blind. So. The Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast says, what is my super chat kitty litter to you? I don't know what that means. Oh, super chat kitty litter to you. Did I miss one? I'm sorry. Let me go up. Oh, damn. I can't. Can I go back to that one? Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Your list is incomplete without cast-strength Woodinville Rye. Just saying. Man, did I try that this year? I know I had the Woodinville cast-strength bourbon, but I don't know if I had the rye this year, the cast-strength rye. I had the rye, which I thought was very good, but I don't. Yeah, I reviewed the rye, but I don't think I reviewed the cast-strength rye. I reviewed the cast-strength bourbon, which was delicious. DH Silves in the house. What's up, Dustin? Old Elk picks are crazy varied. I was at a pick. They gave us 8 samples, and they were nothing alike. Weeded. Oh, there you go. All right. Will the new president have an effect on the whiskey market? Oh, that's a good question. We'll see how the tariffs go. You know, I think the tariffs are still instituted right now. I think that's a big question heading into 2021. Will things change? We'll see what happens. Jason, so you're having a stream with Fred Minnick. His office is less than a mile from my house. Oh, cool. You stalk him, Remander? You see him? I think I'm going to try to get an ascot to wear. Joseph Brazzers, I know a guy who could get you the Woodinville cast strength rye. Oh, who's that, Brazzers? I'll give it a go, Brazzers, if you can get it. All right, so first one up here, guys. Let me get a little water here, and we'll start doing this. Again, thanks for everyone tuning in tonight. This is awesome. This one's pretty light on the nose. Wait, Kevin Campbell says, thanks for all the help you give to the channels we all enjoy. Oh, absolutely. I love talking and chatting with newer channels. You know, it's always fun. I'll throw up the banner real quick here again for the Fred Minnick. You guys can check it out, so you guys can see exactly what's happening January 5th and January 6th. Mark your calendars. All right. So this first one's actually pretty light on the nose. Get a lot of mint. Definitely hit of maple, fresh cut grass. Oh, let me go back to the comments. Keith Schmidt, Jason, did you try the Wilderness Trail Barrel Proof Rye this year? Yeah, I did, but that was one of my top ryes last year because it was so damn good. Definitely a huge fan of the Barrel Proof Rye. I actually prefer the Wilderness Trail ryes over the bourbons right now. The ryes are stellar, especially the picks. Alex McLaren says, wine.com has a great high West double rye. Barrel Select PX finish. That stuff punches above its cost class. Whiskey Central. Jason has helped me so much with my channel. He made t-shirts, coins. He is amazing. Oh, thank you, Whiskey Central. Shayla making me blush. Kenton had a quick question. Oh. The Mashanddrum. What do you think of Willett 4-year rye? I'm a huge fan of the 4-year rye. I probably like that product more than any other Willett. Like easy to find Willett. You know, I am a fan of Noah's Mill too, which I think is a very highly underrated bourbon as well. But that's like if you like drinking peanut butter, straight up peanut butter. All right, so there's a little fruitiness in here too, kind of like an apple peel, which is interesting for a rye. Man. This also has like a fresh cut wood note that I'm picking up in here too. Man, the nose is sensitive tonight, guys. The Schnauzol. Cheers, guys. Let's go for the first sip. Wow, that started off as a rye, but then got very fruity on the back end. That's interesting. With that, I don't think that's the Taylor rye. I gotta like stop trying to guess like right away. Just crazy. Let's see. Jimmy Bateman says, Happy New Year, Jason. Cheers. Absolutely, Jimmy. Thanks for coming in tonight and hanging out. John Dickinson says, if the JD Barrel Proof doesn't win, you are wrong. Fair enough. Oh, man. So that like fresh cut wood note that I was getting on the nose is translating to the palate a little bit, but what I am getting is a really nice, just like this wave of like fruity rye spice. It's really nice. It doesn't overdo it with the rye spice, but I don't think this is a higher proof either. I would probably guess this is around a 90 to 95er. Good depth of flavor, good oak presence. I mean, to start with that one, that's pretty good. I'm liking that one, whatever that one is. Again, not a huge finish on this one, but the palate and the flavor actually is keeping me interested. I keep wanting to go back to this one. There's some really great like maple and rye notes here. Some rye bread. That fresh cut wood is there, but it's not off-putting. Then you got some really nice fruit flavors in the back end, like some apple, some citrus. That's good. All right, let me take some notes here. That one's good. That one's solid. That's a solid rye. Best gas station cigars and whiskey of 2020. I can't reveal my 2020. So actually, by the way, Patreons, if you're watching, any Patreons that I have, this Monday, I'm going to be blind tasting all my top 10 bourbons for 2020 just for you guys. And picking out, you guys are going to see me line them up and see what comes out on top, before I do my video. So keep on the lookout for that. Justin Jenkins, well, if you like MGP, have you had any Nulu or Nulu Toasted? It's a Louisville distillery sourcing from them. No, but I have a bottle of Nulu on the way. I've heard great things about Nulu, so yep. Edward Villasenor says the Master Drum new to bourbon, about 3 months. Owned 5 wheated and 6 with rye, Bullet being the highest, and I didn't care for it much. Does that mean I won't like rye whiskeys? Any recommendations? Try for a Kentucky rye. Go start with a sweeter rye. Go with Elijah Craig straight rye. Try Pikesville, which we mentioned, for a really good rye whiskey. Knob Creek rye. Start on the low rye, end of the spectrum before you dive into like a 95.5 or something like that, and see how your palate takes to it. Try even Old Forester rye. Try those kind of lower budget, easy to find, high or low end rye bourbons, I should say, like barely ryes they call them, like ryes that are like just above the 51% median that you need to be called a rye. All right, let's go to number 2 here. Well, this is a lot sweeter on the nose. Pikesville versus Russell's Reserve single barrel rye. That's a good one. So the Russell's Reserves being single barrels, those can differentiate a good amount, but still, I mean, they're more consistent than you would think. But the Wild Turkey Rye just has a very distinct, like orangey, like creamsicle flavor to it, whereas Pikesville, I think, is more on the caramel sweet side. So do you like more citrus or do you like more caramel? That would be how I would differentiate it. Yeah, Bullet Rye is a solid. That's a 95.5 rye from MGP. It's a solid rye. Prescription bourbons. Yes, we are talking ryes. Yep, 51% rye in the mash bill. Don't forget Michter's entry-level rye. It's so much better than Pikesville. I don't know if I like it better than Pikesville, but Michter's entry-level rye, that's a good suggestion, actually. All right, so this one, a little bit more citrus here, a little bit more rice spice. Ooh. This one is definitely, I think, coming with a little bit of a higher proof. Let's go for a sip. Here we go. Holy shit. I can feel the proof on that one. That one's delicious. Either that's high proof or that's high spice. I got to give it a chance to come in here and woo. Absolutely. Tim Gorgeous, thanks for joining this forum. Whiskey Blend of Fraley. It means a lot to us bourbon geeks. Absolutely. It's amazing when someone like, Nancy Fraley, Fred Minnick, even Matt Witzig is in the chat, guys and gals that in the industry that really know their shit, that can, you guys can have a chance to talk to and learn from instead of me running my mouth the whole night. It's just nice. Holy crap. This is a beast so far on the nose and the palate. This is a lot sweeter on the nose. This has got a, man, could this be the Jack? I'm getting like a little bit of a cookie dough note on here, which I got on the Jack when I reviewed it. Stanley Wagner, did you try Pendleton 21 year? I did not. Did not get a chance to try that one. Unfortunately, I mean, Ohio doesn't get like a lot of like these ultra aged ryes. And when they do come in, you know, they go pretty fast. So just don't get a chance to get my hands on a lot of them. Hopefully next year, if I travel to Kentucky more, when things open up, you know, it'll be a little bit easier to get my hands on some of that stuff. Let's go for another sip. DH, so I'm going to spam this is a hair as I think it'll be helpful. Can you give us what your profile ideal is for a great rye? So for me, that's a great question, Dustin. So, I mean, there's two opposite ends of the spectrum that I can go to. I mean, if I'm going for I do like a sweeter rye sometimes, and I do like just like a 95.5 rye sometimes. But I think I lean more towards the 95.5. I like a high rye whiskey that has a lot of spice, that has some sweetness. I do not like pickle or dill or any of those notes in my rye whiskey. I prefer them to be a little bit on the sweeter side. I definitely like some age on a good rye whiskey. Doesn't have to be super old, but if you're like 6 years or older, I think that's a good, you know, age range. Anything above that is just kind of like bonus time. But I like my rye spicy. You know, if I'm drinking a rye, I don't want a smooth finish. I want that spice to be lingering around. Have some good balance, have some good citrus, some good fruit in there as well. Good spice up front, citrus kind of mashed in the middle with some fruit flavors, and then a nice long peppery finish. That's kind of my ultimate rye. Edward Fulmer, Old Scout single barrel cast strength rye is delightful. Fuggy Amata. Absolutely, man. William Williams, where can I get Mash and Drum merch? In the description of the video, there's a link to get my glasses and also t-shirts, so you can check it out down there. Oh, damn, that's delicious. Woo! Yeah, Willet Rye is super. I don't find super. It is if you add some water to Willet. I think it gets super dilly. But if you just have it kind of straight, I don't get as much out of it. Whiskey Brown Fraley, 95.5. Heck yeah. Glad to be here tonight as I'm cooking up some Italian Sunday gravy for dinner. It's been going for hours. Oh my God, Nancy, making some Sunday gravy. So Sunday gravy for you guys, for, you know, non-Italian, Sunday gravy is when you have the pot of sauce. It's about this big, cooking for hours and hours and hours, reducing, getting more concentrated with flavor. You got the meatballs in there, you got the braciole, you got the sausage, got the sausage, you got a little prosciutto in there, maybe some pancetta, whatever you got. Just it's a flavor bomb of a sauce. Love the Sunday sauce. Oh yeah, Rossville Union is actually a good call out too. I love, definitely love the Rossville Union. Was impressed with them last year when they came out. All right, number 2 is a hitter. It's sweet, long finish. Damn, it's syrupy. Wow. Why did you just make me hungry, Jason? I'm sorry, man. Aiden Craig made homemade mac and cheese. Good times. Hell yeah, man. All right, let's go to number 3 here. Wow, this is a citrus bomb. Citrusy creamsicle coming out of the glass, jumping. Little spice. Little lemon. Damn. Holy shit. Dan Light comes in with a $49.99 super chat. I don't have anything to say, really. Dan, you don't have to say shit because you're a legend. Thank you so much, Dan and Julie. You guys are whiskey chat royalty. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Appreciate it. Yeah, Dan L dropping the hammer tonight. Wow. Let's go for a sip of this one. Oh my God. That is orange, lemon tea, pepper. If that's not the rare breed rye, I'll send one of you my whiskey collection. I'm serious. That just says that to me on the palate. That just says rare breed rye. But I try not to think that way because I don't want any flavors to, keep me, give me a predisposition to what I want to pick. But that definitely tastes like the rare breed rye to me. It's just an orange citrus bomb. It's insane. D8 still says dibs. Oh, I hope it's not the rare breed. Let's see, Master Drum, what are your thoughts about New Riff Rye? I actually prefer, this might be a little controversial, but I prefer their rye over their bourbon. I know a lot of people love the New Riff bourbon. I've just had too many, maybe it's the single barrels. I just had too many inconsistent New Riff single barrels of their bourbon to like totally love it all the time. New Riff is especially the single barrels are easily a try before you buy to me because some of them are really youthful and funky and have a funky ass aftertaste. Some of them are phenomenal and delicious. Really depends on who's picking it. But the ryes, I think, are a little bit more consistent. But I do I love the single barrel ryes, the higher proof ones. The first one I ever had like barrel char bits on the bottom. Holy shit. It was amazing. Yeah, the rye is way better, Dustin. I agree, man. Yep, New Riff is their most consistently good. Is Woodford Rye worth a buy? If you're just getting into rye, I think Woodford Rye is again, one of those good starter ryes. But if you've already had a bunch of rye whiskeys, then Woodford's not going to really do anything for you. Yeah, that one smells amazing. John Madrid, what's the difference between rye and bourbon? Basically, it's the mash bill. In a bourbon, you have at least 51% corn, and then it's rye, and then it's barley, usually, or it's 51% corn, wheat, and barley. Rye is just the same thing, except it's 51% or more rye, and then you have some corn and barley to round out the mash bill. It's really the percentage that makes it a rye or a bourbon. All right, let's go to number 4 here. Oh, number 4 is rich, like really rich on the nose. Only 17 likes with 400 plus in the chat. Come on, guys, hit that like button. Smash it, mash the like. Whiskey Ace is going in on Old Overholt 114. Aiden Craig, as someone who often sells New Riff, they are currently holding back most of the stock for more age. Also, they now say when it was barrel, look for the older ones. Okay, that's good to know. This one is just, this is orange spice. This is, a lot of rye spice too. This, you get like a rye bread note in here as well. Some like toasted rye bread crust. Oh, a little bit of chocolate in this one. Talking about New Riff, does aging make bourbon consistent, or is it a sign of something wrong with their distilling process? I'm talking about specifically their single barrels. Their single barrels are, they're single barrels. Single barrels are going to be different across the board, no matter what distillery it is. It's especially prevalent when you start tasting single barrels from a younger distillery, because bourbon that's 4 or 5 years old, you could have something special in this particular barrel, but sometimes just a youthful bourbon or rye whiskey just needs some more age time to get a little bit better round out the rough edges. But when those are bottled and have some of the bitter and funky notes to it, that's where you can get some inconsistencies. But inherently, single barrel bourbons and single barrel whiskeys are inconsistent already because that's what they are. They're single barrels. This has an amazing nose. This is right up there with number 2 for the nose. Let's give it a go. Holy crap. That's like someone toasted some rye bread and then smeared some chocolate on top with a little black pepper. That's really good. Adriano Rodriguez, all this rye is bringing out an accent in you. We are here for it. Yes, the Italian coming out a little bit. The Italian's going to really start coming out as I get more down the line here. The New York accent, as I start coming more down the line here and getting some more rye whiskey in me. Hey, Maria's in the house. How you doing? Thanks for all the amazing bourbons and whiskey tasting you did with us. Loved it. Learned a lot, too. So Maria is a good friend of my mom's, and they were here for Christmas. I hope you guys had a really nice Christmas, by the way. So we did a couple of really nice tastings down here in the whiskey room, so I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, Butter Pecan. Not sure if we're going to hear a lot of Butter Pecan tonight. Just because I'm feeling good tonight, guys, if any of you have missed it, I haven't shown me fall on my ass in a while. This is what happens when Jason drinks a lot of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I fell. I always love showing that. Yeah, I was pretty slammered. Drinking water, talking about my mother. Laugh out loud, classic. I gotta love it. All right, so far 2 and 4, I think I'm liking over 1 and 3. I mean, honestly, 4 is. I mean, I can't get over this rye bread chocolate combination I was talking about. Oh, Happy New Year, Rebecca Page. Nice to see you here. Yes, ECBP puts a lot of people on their asses, for sure. I mean, there's nothing in this glass there's nothing like super unique about it. It's just a damn good rye whiskey. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. Like 2 to me was very sweet, very viscous, but this is just damn good. That like toasted rye bread note with the chocolate and maybe a little bit of powdered sugar on top. That's what I'm getting in that glass. It's delicious. Hey, thanks so much, Joel LeMace. Thoughts on Angel's Envy Rye finishing Caribbean rum casks? Too sweet for me. Honestly, it's too sweet for me. I can't. It literally tastes like drinking maple syrup and marshmallows. And while a lot of people like that, it's just way too sweet for my taste. My bourbon journey has Stout Belly 23 for the win. Yep. Yeah, so that makes sense, Nancy. Newer rye is better. Rye almost always shows better when it's youthful. And that's the truth. I mean, that's why you see so many 2-3-year-old ryes on the market, because rye tends to show up better when it's younger. Or you can put it out when it's younger because it just, it's not going to show the youthful notes that a young bourbon would. Julie L, do we need to super chat for that play every stream? You don't need to super chat for it. Julie, all you got to do is ask. Just say, hey, Jason, show me falling on your ass, and I'll show it for you. I actually cracked my ass in half doing that. It's a shame. All right, let's go to number 5 here. Let's see what we get. All right, so for number 5, I'm getting just classic rye notes here. Edward, local store picks has Old Pepper rye store picks for 40 clams. Any good? I like the Old Pepper rye, but again, that's sourced from MGP too, I believe. So, or unless they're starting to bottle their own stuff. I haven't kept up on Old Pepper. I don't know where they are in their, in their rye making, journey right now. Are they barreling their own stuff at this point? Is it young, or are they still sourcing? I don't know where they are. If anyone knows in the chat what Old Pepper is doing right now, when I reviewed their stuff way back when, it was all sourced. So if they're doing barrel picks, I would think that they're doing stuff on their own now. Let's see. Oh, look at that experience, Kay. Thank you for everything you do for the craft industry. That's from Kartik Sudhir. Again, another guy. So he is the part owner as well from Rye 3. Man, between him and Matt in the chat tonight, they're really looking to see what happens. Jason's bourbon journey to the floor. Exactly, Bourbon Claws. Let's see. I think I missed a question here. MGP 13. Whiskey Noob here. Is there a beginner type nosing tasting program out there? The descriptions are fantastic. It have made me want to expand out of my comfort zone. Cheers. MGP 13. So yes. So one thing you can look up a bourbon nosing kit. Those definitely help. If you don't want to spend the money on a bourbon nosing kit, I think what also helps is go to your spice rack. Smell cinnamon, smell clove, smell pepper, cinnamon, smell all that stuff, and try to kind of equate it and make that connection in your brain. Tasting and it sounds cheesy, but really experiencing and smelling your food makes that connection to what's in the glass. Bourbon is inherently sweet, so getting some fruit, some fruit flavors, the caramels, the vanillas, smell vanilla extract, smell some caramel, all that stuff that you could pick up in the glass is based on what your brain experiences. So definitely do that. Another trick that helped me a lot was, and I mentioned this before, pick one brand of bourbon or one brand of whiskey that you like. So for me, what I did is I drank Wild Turkey for a month, and that's all I drank. When I was first starting out, I drank Wild Turkey for a straight month. That's all I drank. I got to know it. I got to experience it. And then when that month was up, I introduced Heaven Hill stuff into the mix. Or was it Beam? It was either Beam or Heaven Hill. And then then you get to really start picking up the differences and the nuances in exactly what you're tasting. So that would be my advice. I mean, I know drinking one brand is maybe a lot to ask, but I mean, brands like Beam and Turkey, I mean, they have a lot of different bottles underneath their umbrella. So you can pick and choose a lot of stuff. So that would be my advice. Let's go to this one here. Did you get drunk during that month? I remember getting drunk a couple nights because I didn't realize how quick when I was first starting out, I did not have the tolerance I do now. Let's sip this one. So 4 is coming off a little bit on the weaker side compared to some of these others here. So I got to write down the notes for 4. 4 was, what did I say? It was rye bread with chocolate and powdered sugar. Now 5 is just coming off a little bit on the weaker side here. But fruity. Definitely fruity there. All right, Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast. Thanks for dropping in, man. Appreciate it. A and B comparisons are very helpful in pulling out flavor notes. Exactly. When when you're doing a tasting like this, it's a little bit harder because there's so many. But if you get used to one type of whiskey that you're used to tasting and you get used to that mash bill, as soon as you introduce something else to the mix, you really notice those differences. So that can help you a lot. When you knew, you always find the line by crossing it. Exactly. This, again, this is very citrusy. Man, so 2 of these tonight are coming through with a lot of citrus notes, which is something you get in a rye whiskey. You get some citrus notes, some orange peel, some lemon. Besides number 2 here, this one has probably been the most citrusy I've had out of the other 3. Pretty damn good. I still don't think it's going to overtake 2 or 4. I think 2 or 4 are still the leaders of my clubhouse here. Kelso Tater, what's some of your favorite YouTube whiskey channels? Whiskey Tribe here. I'm subscribed to like all of them. And basically, it's hard to keep up with so many whiskey channels these days. So basically what I do is if there's something that So I have kind of my own rule. I don't know if there's any whiskey tubers in the chat that could attest to this, but if there's something that I have or something I haven't tried yet that that channel is reviewing, I never watch it, because if I do end up getting that bottle, I don't want to be I don't want to be I don't want to be influenced by them in my tasting notes or whether they think it's good or bad. But if there's a bottle that I've already tried, that I'm interested in, I'll definitely watch any whiskey tuber just to get their take and see what they think. So, I watch everybody. I mean, I love all the channels pretty much. I can't really think of a channel that I dislike. Most of them are, I tend to watch channels that my palate lines up, with them. And that's the beauty of so many channels is, you got to find a channel that your palate, you think, lines up. So stuff that they like, you like normally, stuff that they dislike, you dislike normally. So, G8 Silv, I watch something I want to buy or something I have and want to drink along, but I know you view before you buy ours. I don't always. The Master Drum, any information on the rye varietals that are in these whiskeys, that'll have some influence on what you're tasting. So let's see here. So we have Canadian. We have a Canadian rye. Let's see, Kentucky rye, Indiana rye. And I think that's pretty much it when it comes to varieties of rye whiskey, of the rye grain, Nancy. So I don't think there's a huge. You kind of have your big 3 here: Canadian, Indiana, and Kentucky. I think Indiana probably. Oh, I can't forget Tennessee too, because Jack Daniels is in the mix. So. But if you're talking, like real deep dive, what type of rye is in the mix? I don't know those offhand, unfortunately. Oh, not a bad night, Joe Edwards. All right, so 5 is really solid. I mean, it's not like jumping out of the glass here, but it's pretty solid. Let's get some water and then go to number 6. We have 3 more to try here. You tried the mic drop rye that I sent you that was sourced from Wilderness Trail. I just opened the Wilderness Trail. I think there were, yeah, dude, I love that Wilderness Trail. Thank you so much for sending it. That thing was delicious. That's why I love the Wilderness Trail stuff. Steve A. Messenger, but a lot of those distillers use rye from other places. George C. Stagg's rye components from Minnesota, for example. Yeah, exactly. I don't remember offhand where exactly these ryes are from. So, Minnesota, definitely Canada. I'm trying to think where some of the other rye. I think Buffalo Trace, where Buffalo Trace gets their rye, I think from Minnesota, and you have a Canadian rye. I don't know where Wild Turkey gets their rye from. If David Jennings was in the chat, he'd probably know. Kelso Tater says, Santa brought me Rabbit Hole and your review came up just in time. Nice to drink along. Yeah, I enjoyed a couple of those Rabbit Holes, I gotta say. I just wish they were a little bit cheaper. You know, you're paying 60 to 80 bucks, 50 to 80 bucks for younger whiskeys. And I get that it's craft and that could be a factor. But, you know, I think the better, you know, I think if they were a little bit cheaper, you know, and obviously I think once they get a little bit older, they'll be able to kind of hang up there with the big boys. Oh, so this has a really unique note. I really like the nose on here. There's definitely a fruit quality here. A little bit of maple syrup on this one. This is very unique here. Sweet. This is savory. Any Old Carter rye in the tasting? No, I didn't get a chance to get an Old Carter rye this year. I think I focused on the Kentucky whiskey. I got the bourbons. I didn't get a chance to grab the rye this year. Oh, this is really good. Let's go for a no. Let's go for a taste on this one. I'm curious coming off the nose what this is going to be like. Oh, very sweet, not super powerful. I am late to the chat. Which ryes are you tasting? So we have Rare Breed Rye, Rye 3, Colonel Taylor Rye, Crown Royal 16-year rye, the Alberta Premium Cask Strength Rye, Michter's Toasted Rye, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye, Foregate Batch 6 River Kelvin Rye, and did I miss one? I think I got them all. Yeah, that's it. So those 8. Old Carter Batch 5, Monster. Yeah, it's a monster. I gotta say it. So Old Carter Batch 5 is pretty high on my list this year. Bourbons. I'm just trying to see where I'm gonna place it. I don't know if it's gonna sneak into 3, 2, 1, but it's gonna be up there. I think we gotta see where it lands for me. A little bit more lemon on that one than I'm getting. Very nice on the palate. I don't know if this is, no, I don't think this is a 40%. I think this is a little higher for sure. Crown has to be Candy Sweet Rye. So going back, Moose, I think back to my first one, I thought that could have been the Crown Royal just because of the, not only how sweet and fruity it was, but there was a note in there, like a maple note. And also the proof wasn't really heavy. So I was thinking in my head that the first one could have been the Crown Royal, maybe. We'll see. Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 4. Which one do I have up there? Oh, is the American Whiskey. Yeah, I have, Batch 4 is right here. 139.6 proof. That thing was a monster. Friggin' monster. That Crown is such an amazing finish. DH, so yeah, I'd agree. That's why I thought that 16-year was actually pretty impressive, was the finish. All right, so 6. Definitely a sweeter rye. All right, let's go to this one here. Oh. This one's coming off as a bourbon a little bit in the glass. Very sweet. A little bit of a grapey note in there too, which leans me towards the Colonel Taylor because I do remember that. How good are the Kentucky Owl Rye, say batch 2 and 3? I mean, 2 was good. I loved 1. 1 was still my favorite. I didn't get a chance to try 4 this year. By the time it came out, it was, it was pretty late in the game. So I didn't get a chance to even see Kentucky Owl Batch 4 of the rye. I heard it was pretty good, but I didn't get a chance to try it. But I think 1 is still my favorite. Yeah, totally, Dan. So Dan, I saw online, man, you have yourself some old Carters, buddy. Batch 4 OC is the most savory whiskey I've tasted. It's great. Batch 3 American whiskey is still my favorite of the American whiskeys. Yeah, Batch 3 was really good. Batch 4 has a good amount of light whiskey in it, so that's why you see the proof is so high on that one. But savory is actually a really good way to describe it, Dan. Yeah, 1 and 2 of the Kentucky Owls were just delicious. This one has some more rye-based notes, a little bit more cinnamon here. Again, that rye bread, that toasted rye bread. A little bit of a marshmallow note in here, too. Let's go for a sip. Oh, shit. That's a higher proof. That's up there. I would say that's 100 or higher. Really good flavor, good mouthfeel. A little bit fruity on the palate. I love when you get that balance of like rye spice up front, and then you get some really nice just fruit notes, and then it ends with rye spice. It's the rye whiskey sandwich. Spice up front, rye bread notes, some spice. Then you get like these really intricate fruit notes, some citrus, orange, maybe some strawberry every now and again. And then you finish it off with some more spice, a little maple syrup, maybe some chocolate on the back end. Those are the best rye whiskeys. This has a good proof, good flavor, good mouthfeel too. That one's up there. That one's up in the mix. That one's really good. I love the flavor. This one is a flavor bomb. It's lasting. The finish is going on and on here. Damn. Edward Fulmer says, Old Carter Batch 5 bourbon changed my life. Yeah, man, that Old Carter Batch 5. Apparently, I was blamed for single-handedly making that bourbon like 3 times the price in the secondary market. I'm sorry, but it's fucking good. David Frield says, rye is fly. I wish I could find rare breed rye in Virginia. I found a Wilderness Trail barrel proof last month in Tennessee. It's my favorite open bottle right now. Yeah, David, I'm telling you, the Wilderness Trail ryes are hitters. All right. Last one. Here we go. Then we got to start narrowing this down and see where we're going to place these. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What the hell is this? This is candy. Candy. This has to be the Michter's. This is candy. Marshmallows. Oak. Milk chocolate. Oh my gosh. The rye spice is there. Edward Fulmer says, I bought my OC Batch 5 about 2 hours before your video dropped on it. It was fate. Robot, what the heck is that? ADHD, exactly. Oh my God. That is graham cracker. It's like s'mores with rye spice, but instead of the regular like graham crackers, it's like on rye crackers. So if you took chocolate and marshmallow, and instead of using graham crackers, you used rye crackers and melted that shit over a fire, that's what that tastes like. Holy shit. That's good. It's hard to find Old Carter everywhere. Yeah, unfortunately, Old Carter is just not available in a lot of places just yet. It's one of those things whenever I go to Kentucky or get to Kentucky, if I see an old Carter, you know, if I know it's good, you know, I grab one because I'm, you know, I don't know when I'm going to see it ever. You know, they're only really available in Kentucky. They're available in a couple other states. California gets a lot of it, you know, because they're based out of California. So second sip on that wasn't as impressive, but still very good. Still one of the sweeter ryes in the mix here. This is very sweet. It's always the H, a scary peeper. What's up, peeper, man? Miss you, buddy. How you doing? All right, so this is what I say. This is kind of like s'mores. Jesus. All right, so I have to try to like go through my notes here and try separating these a little bit. Man, how am I going to start to? So let me start with my favorites here. So my favorites, I would have to say, so 2 was a standout, 4 was a standout, and I think 7 and 8 were big standouts too. So out of those 4, I think I have some good 4 to work with, at least to get my top 4. The other ones will be hard, just trying to see where they fall as far as you know, the other ones, what my favorites will be. David Fields just finished a bottle of High West Double Rye. Nice. All right, so let's go to, I'm going to taste through these again real quick, guys. Let's just go through them. So going back to 1, definitely lower proof. A lot of cinnamon. Ton of cinnamon, actually. Nice spicy finish. Good oak presence. Little oak tan in there. I feel like there are 25 Glens on the table. I'm already calling it for whiskey. Hot buttery rolls. I know. I do actually have more Glens over there with more shit in it. Oh my God. I have the Woodford, the new Woodford release over there after I film my review. All right, so I still definitely think this is a lower proof option. Still great flavors in this one. Definitely like it. I just don't think it's going to hang with the other ones here. All right, number 2, which was one of my favorites. Oh, my God. This smells like a damn ice cream shop on the nose. Holy shit. Number 2 is so effing good. It's an absolute vanilla bomb. And then all of a sudden you get punched in the face with the rye spice. And it's so damn syrupy. It's like maple syrup. Man, 2 is fucking delicious. All right, number 3. Oh my God, 3 is like just a pure creamsicle. I think that was the rare breed. Like I said, if I'm wrong that that's not rare breed, I'll D8 Silv, you'll get my whiskey collection. Everyone, make sure you tune in to Hot Buttery Rolls after this live stream. I think I'm gonna jump on there and say hi to Hot Buttery Rolls and cheers him hitting 1,000 subs because he's awesome. All right, number 4. So this was the one that I said solid rye, toasted rye bread, chocolate, and powdered sugar. Yes, I'm still getting that. Musa, in 20 years, there's going to be a TV show called Whiskey Hoarders where the cops have to dig us out of 20 of our houses of whiskey. Could you imagine? That'd be amazing. I'd watch that show. I'll probably be on that show, unfortunately. Actually, not unfortunately. That'd be amazing. Well, what about that collection of rare bourbons they found? Was that this year or last year in Kentucky? They started like knocking down this dude's fucking house after like he died or something, and they found bottles of old whiskey just lined in the walls. It was crazy. I think it went to I think his collection went to auction and sold for just a shitload of money. He got some really rare stuff. That's right, Donald Ranch. You drink some Lot 40. I'm pulling for number 3. Whatever it is, I'm buying it. Yeah, number 3 is an absolute just creamsicle bomb. Number 4. Okay, let's go to number 5 here. Beth Higgins, did you see Chad and Sarah's bunker? Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know how that they have an incredible amount of bottles. Just insane. You could be on there with just your ECBPs. That's true. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 Elijah Craig barrel proofs. Well, they release 3 a year, guys. It's not my fault. It's not my fault I keep buying the shit. All right, this one was a little bit more of the unique. Unique rye, but it kind of pales in comparison to some of the others when it comes to just full-on experience. Let's go to this one here. Seven's delicious. I like 7 a lot. 7 is definitely up there. All right. And then 8, which was like a freaking... Oh, my God. I could smell this one. When I go back to it, it smells like a campfire. Literally getting campfire marshmallow notes on this one. Holy shit. Damn, that's good. Okay. Kyle had 860 bottles. Yeah. I've been a lot more selective in my buying, recently. I mean, I used to hunt for like crazy amounts of barrel picks, and I realized just being me, maybe I'll buy more once COVID, comes to a rest, and I could have more people over to like have drinking parties, and I would buy more. But I gotta say, like COVID for me, I did seek out some more bottles that I wanted to review, but at the same time, I wasn't like hunting as many bottles as I was pre-COVID. So Beth Higgins, my bourbon level is over 900. Holy shit, Beth. That's incredible. All right. So let's start ranking these here. So I said 2. So I have to pick between 2, 4, I think 7 and 8 as my favorites. So 2, 4, 7, and 8. Those are easily, I think, my favorites. 1, 3, 5, and 6 are kind of going to be in the background here. So I need to kind of divvy these up here. I'm sorry, not 1. I want to screw this up. 2. I don't want to mix this up here. So 2, 4, 7, and 8, I think, are my leaders in the clubhouse. So let me... Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick what I like best. So let's move these back here. So these in front are my favorites. These 4 in the background are still great, but not in the mix of these top 4. So which is a damn good solid rye. So tell me, guys, you guys have a nice Christmas? Who did Whiskey Santa come visit you guys? Who got some pretty epic bottles for Christmas? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, one of these bottles in the mix is the Alberta Premium. Absolutely. Real quick, let me show you guys the Match and Minute again one more time, just to kind of plug the live stream that's happening in a couple weeks. Actually, next week. Is that next week already? Holy shit. Yeah, I think it is next week. So definitely check that out. And like I said, it's going to be one night on my channel, and Tuesday night will be on Fred's channel. So it'll be great. I'm really looking forward to it, and we'll see how it goes. All right, let's go back to here. So let's try through here. Okay, so I like this one better than that one. So that's moving back. Let's go to this one here. Oh, let me go to the comments. Tim Gorgeous, Joseph Magnus Murray Hill Club. I love that stuff. I mean, oh, you got Joseph Magnus Murray Hill Club. Nice. Let me go through the chat and see what you guys got. Michter's Toasted Barrel, right? Wife gave me 2 Stag Juniors. What? Won a William LaRue Weller in a raffle. Best Hanukkah ever. Machayim. That's awesome. Robbie got a Parker's 10-year heavy char. Holy shit. Batch 9 Kentucky Owl. Merry Christmas. I like how you get top billing. Yeah, you like that, right? Well, it's going to be Mash and Minnick on my channel. I think on his it'll be Minnick and Mash. Somebody commented it's the 1970s cop show we didn't know we needed. I was able to pick up a BTAC ER17 on Christmas Eve from one of my local stores. Holy shit, Cheech. Nice. I hope you got it at retail because I think that's what it's worth about. Bardstown Discovery 4 from my wife and a New Riff Storefront from my daughter and a couple of others from me. Nicely done, Gary. Garrison Brothers Cowboy Bourbon for me. Damn. Murray Hill Club, says Tim Gorgeous. At this point, Santa's learning to just give me money to buy bottles, says Jason Coates. Christmas ECBP B520. What does that say? Holy shit. Oh, a Talisker 8. Nice. Very cool. Steve A. Masters around the 70s cop show we never knew we needed, or the 80s cop show we never knew we wanted. Either one, man. Either one. Well, Cameron got an Old Forester 150th and a JD Barrel Proof Rye. Okay. Trev Wilson says, I got some Jepth in my stocking. Did I score at the Master Drum? No. Apparently you were bad this year. You got Jepth in your stocking. Oh my God! So great story. So when my mom and my friends were here, and you know her friends that I grew up with were here for Christmas. This guy, his name is Donald. He's basically like my dad. Growing up, I didn't have my mom and dad were divorced when I was very young. So Donald was actually kind of like my dad growing up. So you know he grew up with my mom. He knew my mom for a long time, and basically. They came here to spend Christmas, and they're really getting into like bourbon and whiskey and trying different stuff and scotch. So he goes to me, and Trev, you'll appreciate this. He goes, "Is there everything I was giving him? I was giving him good shit, and he was like, all this is really good." He's like, "Is there something that you don't like?" So that opened up the floodgates. So, so what did I do? I ran down. I got the Jephtha. I have a little bit left. I'm like, you don't think anything is bad? Here. Poured it for him. He smelled it. He goes, what the hell is that? Then he tasted. He goes, oh, Jesus Christ. So the funny thing is that he was taking photos of every bottle that he tasted, everything he was trying. They're kind of keep it in his phone and his log of everything he was trying. He took the Jephtha, he went in the bathroom, he stuck it on the toilet, and he took a picture of it because he hated it so much. He's like, I've never tasted anything like that in my life. He's like, that's terrible. I'm like, somebody made that? I'm like, yep. Amazing. Oh, God. All right, last one here. So that one I like more than this one. It's just between these two here. Well, that one's really good. Do I like it more than this one, though? Yes, I do. That one goes here. Do I like this one more than number 2 here? This one's moving up a little bit. Do I like it better than this one, though? No, I think that I like the flavor in that one just a little bit. Just it's lasting. The flavor is lasting a little bit more in that one. All right, so I have my the last 4 in the tasting. So I'm going to keep these lined up over here. This is the exact order. Let's get some water. We're going to taste through the top 4, and we're going to place those. Thrasher says, I got a horsey from my mom. Just need an S now to complete the set. Nice. You complete that set, man. You get your stave with all the horsies on it. You get that shit, Thrasher. All right, here we go. Hot damn, that's good. David Fields, my wife and I appreciate what you do, Jason. Roll Tide. Oh, we got some Alabamas in the house, some Crimson Tide fans in the house. Absolutely, David. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Indeed, the A. Linus Cat said, Master Drum got a GTS Weller 12 Old Fitz 9 and Master's Keep. Holy shit, Donnie. You fucking scored, dude. Jack Daniels 150th anniversary 100 proof. That's what he's calling. Iron Root Harbinger, one of my favorite bourbons out of Texas. Dave says Horsey Collectors, Scourge of the World. Horsey Collectors. All right, I definitely don't like this one more than that one. So this one is still staying in the top tier here. It's going to be these two. Do I like that better than this one? I do. This one's moving up. And get some water. Trev Wilson says, got 3 Eagle Rare store picks, Weller full proof picks, Stag 15, and Jack Daniels Rye from total from Donnie, I mean Santa. Holy shit, Trev. Dude, Donnie's the man. That's awesome. Water. Nice scores, Trev Wilson. Absolutely. Got 500 in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We're about to reveal. This is a fucking campfire in a glass. I can't get over it. It's a damn campfire. Oh my God. That's got to be Michter's Toasted. It's got to be. It's smoke, fire, rye, spice, and marshmallows. Damn. Do I like that more than this one? I have no idea what this is. I really don't. I do like it better than that one. So that's moving on up. It's going to be hard to take down this number 1 here. Yes, guys, if you haven't yet, please hit the like button. Yeah, campfire and rye whiskey go pretty damn well together. All right, I think I have this one pretty much situated. And this one, so these top three here. Fucking campfire in a glass, guys, I'm telling you. Donald Rand says, I got some Glengoyne Legacy for my grandmother for Christmas. Wow, that's awesome, man. Cheers to grandmothers. I lost my grandmother in 2020. It was one of the hardest things I've ever dealt with because I was so close with her. I'm not going to get all emotional about it. I'm going to try not to, but I'm telling you, I miss my grandmother to death every day. You know, Nancy Fraley brought up the Sunday sauce, and I thought about my grandmother immediately. But, you know, cheers to grandmothers everywhere. I mean, they're angels that live on earth, honestly. So, at least mine was. So, okay. That's just a delicious rye. A little chocolate in there, too. Let's go to this one. All right, so these three here. This one I think is out of the top three. I think the difference here is just uniqueness now. I'm trying to base it on something that's unique, that's wowing me. I don't think anything's taking down this number one here. This thing is just amazing. It's just so flavorful. It's sweet, it's spicy. I mean, it's everything you want in a good rye. It's the rye sandwich that I was, talking about. It's spicy up front. There's a lot of sweetness in the middle. Maybe not as much fruit as I was getting that I would like, but enough sweetness there that it's kind of in between. I mean, that has some maple syrup, some chocolate, there's a cookie dough note in there, and then it's kind of getting behind with more spice on the back end. That's just lingering. It's still going. Let's go to this one here. That's a delicious rye. I mean, this one's a little bit fruity. Whiskey blend of Fraley, at Berkeley. I'm drinking to your grandmother right now. What a big influence in one's life. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, she was. I attribute my entire tasting palate to my grandmother because, when I was a little guy and walking around the house, if you grew up in an Italian household, you came out of the bathroom or the bedroom or whatever room you're in, you just fucking bumped into food. There's food everywhere. And she had me taste everything. Everything she was cooking, everything she was making, I got to taste. And I feel like, this was desserts, this was dinner, this was lunches, breakfast, everything. So I feel like my palate is sensitive because of her. And a lot of the stuff that I talk about when I talk about flavors and stuff like that on whiskey is stuff that reminds me of her. So it is. It's a personal thing, and I feel like every review I do and every time I taste a whiskey, there's a piece of her that's, watching over me, and, she kind of helped mold that in me. And, I miss her a lot. My grandpa used to play a guessing game with me called Vodka or Water. That's amazing. Oh, shit. Vodka or water? What do you think, son? What is it? Yeah, another big round of applause for Hot Buttery Rolls hitting 1,000 subs tonight. Amazing job, buddy. I'm trying to place these two guys. So this is the Campfire. And this is just a delicious rye whiskey. I'm going to have to go with this one. So this is my order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The rye whiskey tasting is over. Holy shit. I think I got it, guys. I was pretty meticulous with this. Definitely kept tasting. Hot butter rolls. Thank you for believing in me. Yes, absolutely, man. Chris, I met you at the Bastards Ball last year, and we got to talking, and we've been talking a lot with your channel, and I'm glad to help, man. I love channels, and I love them, helping them start out, and even helping them, succeed. So let's see here. 523 here, only 268 likes. Come on, guys, hit that like button if you haven't yet. Hit that thumbs up. It really helps the video, helps the channel. Okay. I guess it's time. To reveal what our top ryes of the year are. I was going to make a video for this, but I feel like it was more fun doing it in a live stream format. So let's find out what came in last place for me. Last place. Are you serious? Was the Colonel Taylor Rye. I really thought that would do better. Colonel Taylor Rye came in last place for me. Interesting compared to the other ones. Shit. I really was surprised by this rye this year, and it finished last. The Crown Royal, really? It did better than it? Oh, there's the Crown. So, where is it? There it is. Crown Royal 16 comes in 7th place. So the Crown Royal comes in 7th place. Again, I know it's a Canadian rye. I know a lot of people have some thoughts about Canadian rye whiskey. But for 60 to 70 bucks, a 16-year-old rye whiskey, even for a 90 proofer, this was very, very good. So I liked it a lot. Let's see. EHT evaporates on your tongue. Think about picking up Midwinter's Night's Dream since the local shops have it. Yeah, Matt, if you could find the Act 8, it's really good this year. Crown is clearly, in my opinion, on par with me, E.H. Taylor, in terms of flavor. For me, tonight, it really was. These two were pretty close. So E.H. Taylor last. Crown Royal 16-year comes in at 7th. Okay, let's see what's next here. All right, so this one is, so coming in 8, 7, so 6th is the Rye 3. So the Rye 3 whiskey from Phenomenal Spirits comes in 6th place. Again, this is a very, very unique rye. This one has, again, it's a light whiskey. It's Indiana younger rye whiskey, and also it's got some Canadian rye in it, and then it's finished in rum casks. So very unique whiskey. I love this stuff. Again, it's a finished rye whiskey. It's very unique. Love this stuff. I will be doing a foolproof barrel pick with these guys soon next year. So keep an eye out for that, because this shit at full proof is phenomenal. So good stuff from Rye 3. Definitely one of the more unique ryes I had this year. And I got to say that even though it did finish, let's say, 6th, it's still, in my mind, one of the most unique ryes on the market. There's not many ryes finished in rum casks. So caramel-covered green apple on the nose with some sort of hot sugar toffee after that. Also walking past the Cinnabon counter at the mall. Yeah, I'm excited about what Rye 3 has in store. Their rums are incredible. If you guys haven't had the Ronazalco rums, amazing stuff. But yeah, Rye 3 whiskey beating out Colonel Taylor. Pretty solid. All right. Let's go to number, let's see, this one. This one was, yeah, this was the freaking, whatchamacallit, the creamsicle bomb that I said. And I said if this wasn't rare breed, that I would give away my my whiskey collection to DH Silv, to Dustin. Sorry, Dustin, because I was right. It's rare breed. Rare breed, boom, comes in 5th place in this tasting. Again, this is a phenomenal rye whiskey. It's definitely a little bit on the younger side, I think, but it's got, I mean, if you love orange sickles, orange and vanilla, and a little bit of lemon, go get this if you could find it. I know it's a little bit harder to find right now, but it's absolutely delicious. Stanley Wags, I love you, brother. And if you love something, set it free. And if it chooses EHT Rye last, even behind Crown, I must unsub. I mean, EH Taylor Rye, when I had it, was really unique, but I'm sorry. Just the Crown Royal was a little bit more interesting on the finish. And if you guys know, I judge a lot on the finish. Yeah, this is the rare breed, man. Good rye. Okay, so now we're getting into the 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting into the top 4 now. So what do we have in the mix now? Jack Daniels, the Michter's Toasted, the River Kelvin Rye from Foregate, and the Alberta Premium. Let's see what we got. Number 4. What did I write there? What does that say? Oh, shit. Okay. Number 4. Aptly named. Foregate. So number 4 goes to Foregate, the River Kelvin Rye. That's just a beautifully selected NGP rye whiskey from Foregate. It's delicious. This was the one that I said was chocolate on toasted rye bread with some cinnamon on it. Delicious stuff. Dan, EHT is good. It's just so light. Doesn't stand up well side by side, but it's good. Daniel, I would agree with you. When I've had the EH Taylor Rye by itself, it's unique. It's delicious. It stands up very well. I love the fruit flavors in it. But yeah, in a blind tasting, it doesn't really, it didn't stand up well, unfortunately. All right. So now we have Alberta, Michter's, and Jack Daniels. And if I thought in my head what my top 3 would be, I wasn't sure what the Alberta was going to do because I haven't had a lot of experience with it. But it seems to be doing pretty well. So let's see what's 3rd. 3rd is the Michter's Toasted Rye. This was the fucking campfire in a glass. Yeah, totally. Campfire, marshmallow. As much as I love this rye, this is a mood rye. This is one that's like if you like a sweeter profile, a little bit of smoke. The 2020 was exceptionally a good bottle. Absolutely loved it. I mean, this stuff is, like I said, this is my 2nd bottle. I went to my 1st bottle like that. So now it comes down to the Jack Daniels and the Alberta Premium. And I'm telling you right now, let me move this shit out of the way. Gonna move these glasses. All right, we're getting down to the top 2 here. Let me move this and this. Get out of here, Crown. This 1st place winner, I think, is the JD because it's so fucking sweet and delicious. Yeah, fuck Jim Murray, but it is a damn good rye whiskey. Is it the best whiskey in the world? No, because I've had better whiskeys than this. Obviously, the Jack Daniels, which I think was 1st. There it is, guys. 2nd place, Alberta Premium Cask Strength. 1st place, my top rye for 2020, the Jack Daniels Barrel Proof Barrel Strength Rye Whiskey. Damn. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, Halden Kirkwood, you called it. Called it. JD for the win. Tennessee over Canada. Amen. I mean, wow. This surprised the shit out of me, I got to say. This is a very, very good rye whiskey. But Jack Daniels just had that extra something, extra layer of flavor. JD wins. Now will we ever see a bottle? Damn, nice. I want to try this. So I was right. I called it. Woot woot. Blame Canada. Murray is a tool. Stout Belly 23 for the win. I'm going to need a sample. Dustin, just come over and just drink all you want, man. My favorite of the year too in the glass. Damn, I wish I could find it. Wow, we have different palates. Just goes to show you. JD Rye for me tastes like plain boiled oatmeal. Really, Nathan? Well, they are single barrels, so you might have a funky single barrel. The Jack Daniels was shocking how good it is, says Julie L. Exactly, I agree. ADHD Whiskey, the world's top whiskey taster in the house. Thank goodness JD listened to us and released it. So damn good. Yeah, me and Matt were talking about they need to release this shit stat for like years. I mean, absolutely. Donald said, I texted the toilet bowl Jeff to pick to your phone. Check it out. Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing rye. Let's see. Matt Witzig, this was amazing company to be in. Thank you, Jason. Absolutely, Matt. I cannot wait to see what, Rye 3 does, more down the line. But you guys had a good showing, I got to say. David Weiss says, Peerless. The Peerless store picks that are Ryes are amazing, but I wouldn't put a store pick into a blind tasting like this. No, Jeff, the Rye. Do they have a Rye? Oh, my God. Yeah, unfortunately the Jack Daniels is pretty limited, but holy shit, is this stuff delicious. Dylan Rance, I should apologize for the AP coming in second. I suppose we should have done better. You came in second, dude. It's not bad. What is the proof of your JD? I have 131.2. This one is 129.4. Whiskey Ace, the only drawback I can identify on Alberta is the slight cardboard flavor. Otherwise, it's smacking. I think that cardboard flavor was like that kind of like woody taste I was getting, like that burnt wood, but still pretty good. How does the JD Rye stack up to your best ryes in previous years? It's pretty damn high. I mean, I had the Thomas H. Handy from last year. You know what? Let's do a quick comparison real quick before we sign off. Let me get rid of this. Let me clean this glass out a little bit here. I'm going to compare this to the Thomas H. Handy from last year. I just want to see where it falls. I'm curious. All right. I have a Thomas H. Handy. Boop. Okay, this is the JD Rye. This is the Handy. Let's do a quick comparison, guys. I'm just curious how it stacks up. Now, Thomas H. Handy is 125.7 proof. And I believe this was about 6 or 7 years old from last year. I just missed an epic super chat. Matt from SMM. Gotta run, but I appreciate all the videos. Looking forward to more. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Matt. That was very, very awesome of you. Thank you. That's incredible. All right. Yeah, everybody was waiting for me to fall my ass, weren't you? All right. So Thomas H. Handy, we got another super chat coming in. The Babes of Bourbon, they said, absolutely love your channel and all the fun and education you provide us. Hoping to find a bottle of the JDBP Rye. I hope you guys find it too. The Babes of Bourbon, they're a newer channel too. Definitely go check them out. Let's see here. So the biggest difference here is the Jack Daniels is probably more chocolate and maple syrup. That chocolate chip cookie dough just stands out to me. The Thomas H. Handy is a little bit more on the caramel spicy side. Not nearly as sweet as the Jack Daniels. Let's go for a sip of the Handy. Oh, man, the Handy's fucking good. Who doesn't love a good Handy? Wait, let me see if I could find the picture. Oh, here it goes. This is the picture he took, guys. Hopefully you could see this. Here's the Jephthah on the toilet. You guys see it? I'm telling you, that's the picture. That's the Jephthah Creed on the toilet. I told you. Oh, man. Anyone know of a whiskey reminiscent of s'mores, cocoa marshmallows, graham cracker smoke, sweet? The Elijah Craig Toasted. The Elijah Craig Toasted bourbon is straight up s'mores in a bottle. I would have loved to try this year's Tom & Chase Handy because this one is delicious and it's really, I mean, it's sweet, it's savory, it's layered in flavor. It's got a nice finish. Again, 125.7 proof. It's just a damn delicious rye. If I had gotten one for 2020, I think it would have done really well in this blind. But this is the 2019. So, you know, BTAC is hard to get sometimes, unfortunately. Well, all the time, pretty much. But if you didn't get that, this Jack Daniels, this Alberta Premium, and even that Michter's Toasted Rye, phenomenal whiskeys. All of these ryes just kicked ass tonight. Shit. Is this bonus coverage? The Master Drum, when your stream is over, we are celebrating 1K subs for Hot Butter Rolls on his channel. Come on over after this. Absolutely. Whiskey Blender Philly, sorry, got to go now. I've got to get my Sunday gravy. Nancy Fraley, thank you for hanging out. This was a lot of fun. Go finish your Sunday gravy. Nancy, I will send you a message, and we will collaborate and get something together for a live stream together because I think between you and I, especially you, the viewers will learn a ton. Yeah, Eric, I heard the same thing. Everyone says the 2020 Thomas H. Handy was insanely good. People saying it's the best handy of recent years by far. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I really wanted to try one, but unfortunately, the stores I deal with didn't get one this year, so I wasn't able to get one. So the 2020 maybe would have taken the top spot for me, just like a lot of rye whiskeys. But it's a personal thing when you're doing these top whiskeys of the year because it's got to be with stuff that you've been able to taste and experience throughout the year. So luckily, I still got some damn good rye whiskeys this year that I'm happy to sip on. The Jack Daniels, above all else, is my favorite. I'm glad I have one backup bottle of this. And here it is, guys. My top rye of 2020. Jack Daniels, single barrel proof. Amazing, amazing stuff. I'll have to try and get you an AP Cask Strength 2019 sample to compare to the 2020 that you have. So do you want that handy 2020? Yeah, I would love the handy. There's just no good way to say that shit. So what can I say? With that, man, amazing live stream tonight, guys. We went 2 hours. Man, I don't know about optimal, but it's normal, says Dan L. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, Dusty Dan's in the house. Can't believe I passed on the JD single barrel rye. It's really good. I mean, I know it's a single barrel. They do vary a little bit, but you know, what can I say? It's this was easily a standout to what I tried tonight. The sweetness, the finish, the spice, everything that it came along with this bottle. It's a standout, and if anybody could get their hands on one, I highly recommend it. Absolutely love it. And with that, let's call it a night. What can I say, guys? Happy New Year to everybody out there. This is New Year's Eve. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. Let's welcome in 2021. Let's get rid of this shitty-ass 2020 we had. This was an absolutely fun stream, guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We had over 500 in the chat at a certain point. So thank you so much for everybody hanging out. Keep on the lookout tomorrow for my Woodford Reserve, very fine rare bourbon review. The 17-year-old bourbon that's in that bottle. Can't say enough. Happy New Year! Thanks for all the super chats. What can I say? It's not about the whiskey; it's the people you share with. Ring in the new year with some family, some friends. Share some great whiskeys, and cheers to you guys. I'll see you next week. Head on over to Hot Buttery Rolls. I'm going to be hanging out there, feeling good, celebrating 1,000 subs. Cheers, guys.